Dear students, in this video, we will discuss about the generalized simplex algorithm. What is the purpose of generalized simplex method is, suppose we are having a problem which is neither optimal nor feasible. Then how to deal that problem? Because simplex method deals with the problems in which problem is feasible but not optimal. Similarly, dual simplex method deals with the problem which are infeasible but optimal. So here we will take the combination of both these, simplex as well dual simplex method, to maintain the optimality and feasibility. Fine. So suppose we are having a problem which is not optimal or infeasible, both. Then we are having two types of cases. Either you can start with simplex method to maintain the optimality. Then after applying simplex method, problem is optimal but infeasible. Now apply dual simplex method so that finally you will get optimal as well as feasible solution. On the other side, if suppose your problem is non-optimal and infeasible, here you are applying, for example, dual simplex method to maintain the feasibility. Then now your problem is not optimal but feasible. Then apply simplex method and get the solution which is optimal as well as feasible. So this is the way. That means we are taking the combination of simplex and dual, and there is no restriction. You may apply either dual simplex method first or simplex method, or alternately, let's see how to apply this problem. Here we are taking one example. This problem is maximum z is 2x3 minus x1 plus 2x2 minus 2x3 is greater than or equal to 4, minus x1 plus x2 plus x3 is less than or equal to 2, then 2x1 minus x2 plus 4x3 is less than or equal to 5, and x1, x2, x3 both all these variables are greater than or equal to 0. This is the problem. Now first use slack or surplus variable and convert the problem into standard form. So this is the converted problem. Here we have added x4, x5 and x6. Fine. Here we have subtracted x4 amount and then multiplied by minus sign. That's why we are getting this. So here x4 is, this is surplus variable. However, x5 and x6 both are slack variable. Fine. So now we will have this table, initial table. So now we are either we can apply, you can see that here we are minus 2 as well as minus 4 here. So that's why this problem is not optimal because minus 2 is here, and similarly here is minus 4, so not feasible. So problem is neither optimal nor feasible. So now how to deal this type of problem? Either we can apply dual simplex method. If we are applying dual simplex method, then feasibility is maintained, and if we are applying simplex method, then optimality is maintained first. So this is up to you. You may apply either simplex method or dual simplex. For example, suppose we are applying dual simplex method first. So here we have only one negative value, that's why x4 leaves the basis. Now move in this row and we have only one negative value, and that's why x2 enters the basis. x2 enters the basis. And now divide first row by minus 2, so we get this row, and with the help of this convert these entries as 0 0 0, so we get this row. Now you can see feasibility is maintained. If suppose still feasibility is not maintained, then you may again apply dual simplex method, or you may apply simplex method to maintain the optimality. There is no particular pattern. Fine. Now here, since feasibility is maintained but still solution is not optimal, so now apply simplex method. So now here x3 enters the basis. Now apply this, and in this row we are having two values. Find out the minimum ratio. Minimum ratio is corresponding to this entry, that's why x5 leaves the basis, and then apply the ordinary method, so we get this solution. You can see here still we have a negative value, so not optimal. Again apply simplex method. So now x1 enters the basis, and since we have only one positive value, both are negative, so we will not take the ratio. We will take ratio with respect to only this variable x6. So that's why x6 leaves the basis. Once x6 leaves the basis, so we get this solution, which is optimal as well as feasible. So this is the solution. Fine. So this is the solution pattern of a generalized problem. Now sometimes we want to solve system of equations with the help of simplex method. Then how to solve this problem? Let's see. So since we are having a system of equation, so now we have to add artificial variables. So we will consider these as the constraint. We will take these as a constraint, and now there is a need of an objective function. Constraints are already available, but objective function is not available. So how to deal this problem? So suppose objective function is maximum z is 0x1 plus 0x2 plus 0x3 plus 0x4. So we will use 0, 0, 0 with respect to all the variables. And now if you are having this problem, then you can easily apply your big M method or two-phase method. Fine. So suppose you are applying big M method, so you need M. So here in this particular case we have used M as 1. So we have applied big M method. So penalty is imposed here. So minus M is replaced by 1. So minus A1, A2, A3. Sum of artificial variables. And A1, A2, A3, they are imposed in first constraint, second constraint, third constraint, because we don't have any identity matrix. And then apply our big M method. So this is the initial table. A1, A2, A3 are the artificial variables. They are artificial variables. Fine. So now apply the ordinary method. So minus 6 enters the basis because this is most negative. So enters the basis, find the minimum ratio. Minimum ratio occurs for the A3. So A3 will leave the basis. Then do the calculations. Then here you will see that here this will be the most negative value. So x4 enters the basis and find out the leaving minimum ratio which will occur for A1. So A1 will leave the basis. Then we get this then we get this matrix, and here most negative value is minus 3 by 13. So this will enter the basis. So find the minimum ratio which will occur with respect to x4. So now x4 leaves the basis and x2 enters the basis. So we get this matrix, and again here is a negative value. So that's why x3 enters the basis and we have only one positive value. So A2 will leave the basis. So we get this matrix, and here you can see that x2 is 7, x3 is 2, x1 is 5. This is the solution, and since there is no x4, so its value is 0. So this is the solution procedure. So this is the way how to solve this type of problems. So in the next video we will discuss about the sensitivity analysis. Fine. So we will start the new topic, sensitivity analysis. Thank you.